Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason and thanks for watching. Today we're going to be talking about the Set Power RV45 Single. Now a couple months ago I put out a review on the Set Power RV45 Dual. That fridge offers amazing features for the cost. It was also very efficient and we should expect none less from this fridge. In fact, I put a sneak peek video out a little bit earlier on my channel about me comparing this directly to the Iceco VL45. It was a 24-hour power consumption test, and actually this used less power than the Iceco VL45. Now this is Set Power's edition of that fridge. Now in this video, we're gonna go ahead and dive into all the features of this fridge. We're gonna talk about the in-depth power consumption, what you should expect while you're running this fridge, and anything that you would wanna know so you can find out if you wanna purchase this fridge over any other model on the market. Anyway guys, hopefully you're excited. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now this is an open chest style fridge with a single zone temperature setting. The entire fridge inside is lined with this metal liner that adds to the efficiency of the fridge. And if you look halfway down, you'll see a temperature sensor. And what's special about this is it's open, so it gets a better reading of the temperature inside the fridge, so it's more accurate. Anytime the fridge is plugged in and you open up the lid, there's a bright LED light that illuminates the entire inside of the fridge. Now another great feature of the RV45 is that it has two baskets inside. The baskets protect the metal liner, and this fridge really gets loaded down when you have a ton of food and drink in here. So if you want to make it lighter, you can actually remove the baskets and the food and set them aside, and then move the fridge where you want and put the baskets back in. Also, if you get a spill down in the bottom of the fridge, instead of having to take all that food out, just take the basket out, wipe it up, and then put it back in. Okay guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the lid and the latch design for this fridge. Now, I always recommend somebody do some research, because if your latch design sucks on the fridge that you purchase, you're going to want to throw it in the garbage. Now, this fridge uses the same latches as the Iceco VL45. They're very easy to unlatch, and then when you go and latch them back up, it holds the lid down super tight. Looking at the bottom of the lid, there is an insulation plug, and this lid is fairly thick, so it provides a good amount of insulation. And the walls on this fridge are 2¼ inches thick. So with the combo of the lid and the side walls, you're gonna get great efficiency numbers on this fridge. Now there is a foam gasket that goes around the entire inside of the fridge. I would have loved to see a rubber gasket here. Now the LED light uses a magnetized switch, so when you lift up the lid, it turns the LED light on, and when you put the lid down, the magnet is sensed and it turns the LED light off. Let's go ahead and talk about these handles. Now there's one on this side and one on the other. They're complete metal design and they're secured by 5 screws. Now they are spring loaded, so they hold themselves tight against the side, and they have this plastic piece that makes it a little bit more comfortable. And when you lift it up, it stops right there, so you'll never get your hand, pinched up here. So great handle design on this fridge. So here's the fridge control panel. Let's talk about how you use it. Right here, it'll display the temperature inside the fridge. Use the up and down arrow to adjust the temperature you want. When the compressor's running, you'll have an indicator light right here. Now this does have a variable speed compressor. If you want it to use less power, you set it to the min mode or eco mode. If you want it to use more power and to cool down really fast, you set it to max mode. Right here, you have the power button. You press and hold this, and it'll turn it on and off, and I'll show you that in a little bit here. Now right here, we have the battery protection settings. Now I just invite you to read the owner's manual to see what these voltages are. Usually if I'm running this in a vehicle, I have it set to low because you'll get some voltage drop in your vehicle wiring. If you have this on a portable battery, you usually don't have to worry about this setting much. Right down here is where you plug in the power source. So it runs off DC 12 volts to 24 volts. And if it ever doesn't turn on, you might want to check this replaceable fuse. Let's go ahead and turn it on. You press and hold the power button. So you can see that the fan turned on and the compressor did turn on, and you have the indicator light right here. The current temperature inside the fridge is 70. Once we push the arrows, you can see that we can adjust the temperature. I like setting it to 34 degrees at first, and then I track the temperature inside using a thermometer, and then I adjust the temperature from there. You can see it's set to min mode or eco mode, and the battery protection set to low. If I want to turn it off, I just press and hold the power button, and it'll turn off. I always like to do a sound test. Let me go ahead and put my mic right up next to the compressor so you can hear what it sounds like. Now this fridge comes with everything you need right out of the box to power it up. It comes with this long 12-volt cable that has a cigarette plug on the end of it. This allows you to plug it into a portable battery while camping, or in your vehicle 12-volt socket while you're driving down the road. It also comes with this AC to DC adapter, so you can power it while you're in a hotel. You can power this off a generator, or you can even just use it at home if you have a party going on and you need a little extra fridge space. Now let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite parts of the video, which is the actual power consumption results for this fridge. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw up a graph on the screen. On the left hand side you're going to see the total amount of watt hours, and on the bottom you'll see the actual temperatures and where I tested the fridge. Looking at the 72-degree ambient test, over a 24-hour period, the fridge pulled 174 watt hours. Now that averages out to about 7.25 watts, and that's extremely efficient. Now for a more realistic temperature, I tested it in a closet with heater at 85 degrees over 24 hours, and that pulled 364 watt hours, which averaged out to be about 15.2 watts. Now, the max this fridge will ever pull on eco mode, around 105 degrees is probably when you'll see the compressor running 100% of the time. It would pull 768 watt hours, or about 32 watts on average. Now, I did do an outdoor comparison test against the VL45, and during that test, the temperature ranged from 70 degrees to 93 degrees. And during that 24-hour test, it pulled 310 watt hours. So you can see a good realistic outdoor test during a good summer day would be around 12.9 watts. Now you got to take these results and realize that you may get a little bit different results because outside temperature, the set point, the amount of food, humidity, all these things play a role. But this part of the video is just to give you an estimation on power usage. Okay, so I always like to take off the cover here to see what's inside. I recommend you guys don't do this just so you don't void your warranty or anything like that. But let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, so here you have your controller board. This is the compressor controller. The fridge actually has a metal bottom. Wow, adds to the weight, but man, that makes it durable. The compressor has these rubber isolators and large screws. That's nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at this condenser coil. Okay, so maybe you guys can see this here, but it kind of looks like a radiator. This is the condenser coil, and this one is huge. Many of these budget fridges don't even have condenser coils, so that is awesome that this has such a high quality one. Okay, looking at the compressor, I'm not going to slaughter that brand name, but it's the DL19H, and it's a 12 to 24 volt compressor. Now I love how tidy all the wiring is. A lot of times you just have a wires nest in here, so pretty neat here, and they use 14 gauge wire. You have the nice inline fuse, so you can replace that if something goes wrong. But yeah, pretty impressive build quality. Now this fridge comes in at 46 pounds. Let me go ahead and give you some of the dimensions. It's a little over 26 inches wide, it's a little under 19 inches tall, and it's about 15 inches deep. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside dimensions. It's about 14.5 inches tall, the large compartment's 14 inches wide, and about 10.5 inches deep. Now the area on top of the shelf is about 7.5 inches wide, and it's a little less than 7 inches tall. Okay, so we're basically coming to the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed that teardown. I was very impressed with the build quality of this fridge, and the overall performance for the cost is extremely good. Now, this was a very efficient fridge. It has extremely good build quality. I'm very happy with that. The price of this fridge comes in at around $380, $375 on Set Power's website. I'll include that link down below if you want to check that out. I also have a discount code for Set Power fridges. You can get 12% off this fridge or any other fridge on their website. Just go ahead and check out the video description for that discount code. Now, who is this fridge for? Well, this fridge is basically for anybody that wants to do any overlanding, car camping. If someone's looking for extra storage around their house, this fridge has multiple applications. It works great for like a van life conversion where you have, a Sprinter van or maybe a camper van that you've converted over, and this would work great in that setup because it uses such little power. Now, there was one issue that I found with this fridge as I was testing it so extensively. Now, when I put it on min mode or eco mode, it worked perfectly fine. But when I put it on max mode, the power didn't really jump up much. Okay guys, hold on. I reached out to Set Power support and asked them about this problem because I told them what was happening with max mode. And they told me that it's actually designed to ramp up after the compressor's been running for 30 minutes. So I put my phone on stopwatch, turned it on, and I left the lid open so that it wouldn't hit, set point. And after 30 minutes of it running, it actually ramped up to max mode. So it appears to be a energy savings option And so if the compressor is running for over 30 minutes, it says, hey, we need to get this thing cooler. It's not reaching the actual temperature, so let's turn on higher variable speed. Now, it only does that if you have it on max mode, so it's almost like you could leave this on max mode all the time if you wanted. It's kind of your choice. But anyway, thumbs up to Set Power Support for getting back to me. And it looks to be actually a design and not a flaw, not an issue at all. So anyway, we'll get back to the regular video. Now, if you guys have any questions about this fridge, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video review. I've tried to make the information much more compact and the review video shorter so you guys can get all the information much faster. Now, in future videos, I do plan to have some good comparisons of this fridge versus my VL45. I just didn't want to extend this video any longer, so check out that in the future. I will be putting my VL45 head to head with this fridge and actually talk about more in-depth features on how they differ. Now, I hope you guys give me a thumbs up if you like the content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.